When you live and work in Warrnambool, especially in racing, you plan your whole year around the May Carnival. Gold medals has always been a favourite around the stable, and for him to deliver the performances he did was not only a highlight for me as a trainer, but for the staff who work so hard and care for the horses. The journey to winning my first Grand Annual started with my parents. If they hadn't come out here from England for work, well, there wouldn't be a story at all.
Back in 1976, where Karen was in London and responded to an advertisement for a physio in a place called Warrnambool, which neither of us had ever heard of. I bought a small property, 50-acre property, got my first horse ever, and as a sequel to that, we bought a couple of yearlings, and then I broke them in, eventually applied for my owner-trainer permit, and then it went on from there.
Gold medals was found by my father Bill in New Zealand. He was at the yearling sales there and picked him out. He's by Elvstrom out of an Australian bred mare and Costa Lago mare, so it's quite unusual to get that in New Zealand. He won his first start as a 2-year-old. You know, he was always a really good horse to work with, lovely and quiet. He had the right temperament as a 2-year-old, and yeah, he showed good ability right from the start.
But gold medals, everybody backed him, everybody's a winner. Gold medals owned by 3-length Champagne Tails.
You'd love to own him. He's, you know, he's won a couple of minor country cups. He's won hurdles, steeples. He's won on a Saturday, I think, at Moonee Valley. So there's not much he hasn't done, really. I was so confident that he'd be running really well in the Briley. You know, I thought his flat form was terrific. His hurdle trial, his steeple trial around Warrnambool was, you know, spot on. So the decision to back up in the annual, you know, we wanted to leave it to the last minute, and a lot of it was dependent on how he raced in the Briley. Obviously beating ZM, who was the Grand Annual favourite, was always going to be a big pointer as to, you know, we need to probably run. He wasn't re-handicapped. He came in off a really good handicap. And then on top of that, we spent a lot of time trotting him up here and going over him with a fine-tooth comb, and he came out of that Briley win really well. We went to the beach on the Wednesday, and Wednesday night we trotted him up here and made the decision to run. It was an unfortunate set of circumstances because Shane would have had to have run the risk of not having a ride in the race had, you know, gold medals either not performed in the Briley or not pulled up well. I'd seen a little bit of Clayton. I saw him ride a winner somewhere and I thought, gee, he rode it really well. He actually came and found me at the races. I'd never met him, and he said, if you commit, I'll commit to you, and that was how it happened. And the rest is sort of history.
From a young age, Simon always it was the race that he wanted to win. The Grand Annual, he made no secret of that. He'd rather win that than win a Cox Plate or a Derby or a Melbourne Cup. It was his goal, and to achieve it last year, you know, and particularly winning the double as well, the Briley and Grand Annual double was a great thing, and I've never seen him so happy, and we were so proud as well, and so happy that he'd achieved his ultimate goal.
To me, the Grand Annual is just it's raw racing at its best, and when I knew we'd won the race was Rick McIntosh saying that the locals have done it. That's the first words I heard, that I knew we had the race.
Gold medals! And the young guns got it, the locals have done it. There won't be enough beer in Warrnambool tonight.